Welcome back to Cryptopia, where we go over the wet and wild happening in NFT land. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in. Today, we're going to be going over some news, as I like to do. So, Moonbirds just made all their NFTs public domain. So, in a major change for the popular NFT project, Kevin Rose, founder of Moonbirds, announced on Twitter that both Moonbirds and Oddities will move to a CC0 license. So a CC0 license, otherwise known as a Creative Commons, simply means no rights reserved on intellectual property. It's a form of copyright that allows creators to waive legal interest in their work and move it as far as possible into the public domain. This means that anyone can now use Moonbirds NFT art freely without any copyright restrictions. Similarly, Goblin Town was also an NFT that was released in the same manner. And basically, once you saw Goblin Town come out, there was a bunch of other Goblin-like projects that followed suit. And, no one could really say much about it because, hey, they waived all the rights, so there was no potential backlash at all coming at you. Even then, though, there is to the argument of can you, if I copy an NFT, this is an argument I've heard. If you copy an NFT, such as the one we're going to be talking about in coming articles, OK Bears, there was the Not OK Bears, which is basically a copy of OK Bears. It's well, technically OK Bears is its own thing, and no matter what, I cannot technically copyright that because it's on the blockchain. It's been earmarked as the first of its kind, so anything I make after, minted or otherwise, is still going to be on a blockchain marked as completely different than the original. But that's from a coding perspective and a documentation ledger perspective, and not so much a visual perspective, right? But that's what they've been doing. Now, what we saw with Moonbirds is sort of their price has been kind of dropping lately, but so has pretty much everything else. And you can kind of see after around the announcement, which happened around August 1st, if we go back to that tweet, when did that come out? August 4th, around yesterday. Their stuff has kind of been dropping even more. It was sort of dropping since the second, I guess, and sort of going down. But it's not like it's that low. You're looking at a floor price of 17.5, which is pretty crazy still. I would say, it's not financial advice, but Moonbirds hasn't changed. They're still the same kind of corporation company, or they have the same drive and determination they did before. They're going to be opening their DAO to allow the community to sort of dictate what happens in the future. So, that's probably just a little bump in the road, minor correction, as I think Moonbirds will come back up full swing as things continue to go on and as the NFT market continues to get better over time, which I think it is doing pretty well. I know a lot of people think it's doing terrible right now. Right, this is a great opportunity if you're into stuff like Moonbirds to maybe pick some up at a reasonable discount. Not financial advice though. So moving on, players about purchasing NFTs. Can you guys hear that? I don't think you guys can hear that. Okay. So, oh dear, here we go again. Just a few weeks after Sony unveiled, that was the cost, by the way. I was wondering if people could hear that. I don't think you guys can though. Oh dear, here we go again. A few weeks after Sony unveiled its PS Stars loyalty scheme, and stated that the program's digital rewards are definitely not, I say 100% not, NFTs. They're digital. They are recorded on some sort of ledger-like system that is also digital, but it is not an NFT. The company has been found asking players whether they'd be interested in purchasing NFTs. You couldn't make it up, says the article, but in reality, that's sort of what companies have to do, especially if you're operating in the digital space of any kind. Obviously, they have to check and see if people are interested because, hey, who knows? Maybe the loud minority is against NFTs, but there's a silent majority of people who actually wouldn't mind having NFTs involved in PlayStation games or whatever. And, they're missing out on all that money that they want to get. So obviously, they have to ask the question. I don't think there's much more than just that, simply asking a question. People did there was backlash. Obviously, there's always going to be, but it's not really a big deal. It's simply just a question. whether you want it or not. So the question came via a new PlayStation survey that's available at EVO 2022, the big fighting game event that's happening this weekend, which is now owned and sponsored by Sony. It asked, which of the following NFT/digital collectibles would you be most interested in purchasing? The potential answers include EVO branded favorite music artists, like EVO branded stuff, favorite music artists, favorite esports players/teams, PlayStation items, and favorite games, game characters, which, pretty cool. People, again, people weren't happy about it. There was backlash. Again, it's not a big deal. And this isn't set in stone. They're simply just asking questions, trying to get a feel for what their community wants. You know what I mean? And I don't think this will be the last. I'm pretty sure they'll ask these again and again. Like, this will be the first little, let me throw my rod out there. Let me see if there's a little bit of a nibble. Okay. Some fish poking at it. They don't like that bait. Let me try a different one. Throw it out again. I'm like, okay, this one's working a little bit better. And by that, I mean, as time progresses and maybe NFT games turn out to not be the worst thing for gaming ever, as a lot of gaming companies, developers, players seem to think, and then you might get like a more favorable, because I think the gut reaction is no, but most of these people have no idea how any other NFT games work or have really watched them. Not to say they're doing fantastic, especially stuff like Axie Infinity, as we've seen, but definitely I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to seem. Unless you have corporate monsters. Right now, a lot of the NFT games that are coming out are like indie games, made from the heart. You know what I mean? Yes, they want to make money, but there's also like a starving artist, a sort of feel to it, where they're really trying to make the best stuff that they can. Doesn't always work out, Axie Infinity, but that's sort of the idea of the NFT games I'm seeing right now. When big corporations get involved in it, it might be a completely different story, and maybe that's what people really fear, but we'll have to see. Moving on, OK Bears, this is what I was talking about a second ago. So OK Bears to airdrop NFTs attached with actual gold, bro. You want gold doubloons? You want to be a rich bitch walking around with those solid gold NFTs that are also real and physical? Then this is how you do it. So OK Bears, the popular Solana NFT project, which hit the Web3 spotlight back in April, is preparing to host its first community airdrop. Although every airdrop is inevitably exciting in its own particular way, the inaugural offering from OK Bears is hitting new heights, as it entails the distribution of NFTs that can be redeemed for physical gold or non-physical crypto. I do, that's not in the article, but I have to throw that in there just in case people thought it was physical crypto. Sometimes y'all are stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes. Dubbed Founders Coins, the collection features 10,000 assets, which is the same as the OK Bears collection, that have each been randomly assigned a gold weight that is either 0.25, 0.5, 15, or 10 grams. Each also features a combination of hand-drawn attributes that are inspired by the original collection. So they're going to be handing this out. So for what I understand, actually, here it is. That being said, as like 10 grams is the minimum amount of gold you can actually receive. So those who hold an NFT with less than 10 grams, which is, I guess, kind of the max, attached to it, can redeem it and receive the equivalent cash value, which can be paid in either SOL or USDC. So not bad. So in order to, alleviate any risk of scams, Founder Coins is I told you guys, right? That's the name of like the kind of the gold redemption coins that we're talking about here. So Founder Coins will be directly delivered to holders' wallets. They will also be embedded with a 5% royalty share dynamic, wherein any sales that take place within their first 8 weeks of existence will see a portion of its proceeds go to OK Bears funds called OK Cares. So, and in the future, what will happen is the OK Bears community will decide what to do with the funds and which charities to distribute the money to. Very nice, very cute. If you are an OK Bears holder, be on the lookout for this. This is gonna be pretty cool. If you want to participate in this player questionnaire thing, You can. This came out today, well, the 5th. I'm sure they're going to be taking people's feedback for a while. So go on here if you want to and see. Does this have? I'm going to go into Twitter right now and see because I want to see the rest of this. See, the problem with this is that which of the following NFTs / digital collectibles would you be interested in purchasing? But it really doesn't say. How about none? You do need a none section. I would say you need a none section, just in case people weren't interested in actually picking up anything at all. But anyways, that's okay. Moving on. So Voxel calls on this community to help build a better metaverse. So, veritable melting pot of metaversal excellence. Voxel has issued, that was a crazy sentence. Voxel has issued a call to arms to its community by drawing upon the collective might of its underbase to broaden the utility appeal of its expansive metaverse. So, to a potentially action-packed end, the mighty world builder has requested input from its wider audience, calling on those familiar with the platform to suggest ways to improve utility within the parcels, therefore encouraging future development that will provide genuine benefit to all those involved in it, right? So, basically what they're asking for is they want your feedback on everything that you can do. So, if you are interested in this started August 2nd, head over to their Twitter. You can see on the screen right now, Voxels at Crypto Voxels, and they're asking for people to help give them information. So it's on a bunch. It's the big stuff, right? So to add the dash of inactivity and from suggestions on there we go. So from suggestions on incorporating gameplay mechanics, that's 1, to visual enhancements, that's 2, and general platform gripes, Voxel wants to know it all. Therefore, inform these good folks with the platform desperately lacks, right? And what shortcomings drive you nuts. So it's both big and small. It doesn't matter the things that you come across so far while experiencing the Voxel worlds that they have. Why not check it out and tell them, hey, this is dumb, this is not, keep doing this, I fucking hate that, and, see what happens, right? You can be really helping out the overall future of the development of the game, which, honestly, if you're a creator of just about anything, it doesn't matter if it's video games, content, whatever, listening to your audience is always a good idea. Now, everything they say might not always be a good idea, and you kind of have to weigh the odds with that, but you should, at minimum, be listening. And that's what these guys are doing here. They're, putting an ear forward, like, hey, we want to hear what you have to say, so come say it to our faces. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the comments. What you think about the articles we just went through. And I'll see you all next time.